I think it's extremely telling what's happened. And actually, it's very concerning. A lot of what the British Museum has said about the reasons for not returning said artifacts to different countries, and I know Greece is among them, is that they're likely to be stolen or not well taken care of. And in this country, we're now seeing staff have stolen these items and gone as far as to put them on eBay. Well, I'm concerned that the investigation is not going to be truly independent within itself. And I think all of those countries like Greece, and I know Nigeria has done the same in terms of the Benin bronzes, have every single right to ask that the British Museum outline what items they have that belong in another country and take steps to return them. The Horniman Museum in the UK has gone about returning some Benin bronzes. They haven't returned all of them, but they have returned ownership. We know that museums around the world routinely borrow collections from different museums in other countries in the world. Why do they not transfer ownership and come to an agreement with those countries as to when they would display them? So the idea that they would be completely emptied, I don't think it's right. That's not necessarily true. I'm sure some of the countries would be happy to lend or maintain some of the collections in the museum. It's about who owns it. We know who they come from, and they should be the rightful owners of those objects, particularly since the British Museum has proved that it has difficulty taking care of them. I do believe it probably will be spoken about at some point in Parliament. And then I suppose we can see what different people's views on it are. But I would say, I think, right across the country, right across the world, people understand the concept of theft. There are, no confusion about it. The items were stolen from the museum. They would expect them to be returned to the museum in the same way the items were stolen from their countries of origin, and it's not wrong for them to expect them to be returned, or at least ownership to be returned, so that agreements can be made about where they're physically placed and seen. I would not change my views on this issue. It's very, very simple. The items do not belong to us, and we must right wrongs. And I think, it's not a case of betraying the country in any sort of way. I want our country to be viewed with the utmost respect around the world. And the only way we can do that is if we ensure that we adhere to the moral values that we also ask others to maintain across the world.